What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so let's see what we're gonna get today. I'm gonna be using my little um, oracle cards that I created myself. We're working on something new here, so bear with me as I test this out. And I hope the reading resonates. I hope you get something that is helpful and beneficial for you. So, with all that being said, let's jump right in and see what we get. All right. So we got the ritual shift. And this card on the back says upgrade everything. The ritual shift. Change your how. Focus on how you move through your routine. When you act with deliberate beauty, you become a different being. So this is more or less like a just a perspective shift. It's more or less like a ritualistic energy shift for manifesting more beautiful things in your life. So again, it says change your how, like as in the how you go about your day to day, the actions you take. Change your how. Focus on how you move through your routine. Like when you go and do your routine, or when you go and wash your dishes, don't just go to wash your dishes. Focus on how you go and wash your dishes. Like what is your normal routine? What are the thoughts that you're thinking? Like do you do your dishes and you do them like rushingly? What are the thoughts that you have while you're doing your dishes? What are the thoughts that you have when you cook your meals? How do you cook your meals? What intentions are being put behind them? When you act with deliberate beauty, you become a different being. Also, like on a beauty ritual standpoint, like when you go and you bathe your body or whatever, and you do your spiritual baths or whatever, like do you like intentionally like rub on yourself and you love on yourself and you love on your body and you love your physical vessel that you're in? Do you love on it? Like do you just like slap on your beauty products and then you just go on about your day? Do you just throw on your clothes and you don't think nothing else about it? Like what's like shift your how. Shift how you put your stuff on. Shift how you do your day-to-day things. Think about how you do it. Let's start to um, focus more on our actions throughout the day. Just focus on that. And again, it's a suggestion. You know how I am on this channel. Like, you don't need nobody to tell you what to do. It's just a suggestion. It's an idea. We're giving you a different idea. You might not even thought about that. This is a download that's being offered to you. Take it or leave it. It's your choice. You get to accept or reject anything that is being presented to you. I'm always gonna say that to you. So let's see. What is it that we're focusing on? Like, why are we focusing on the how? Let's see. What's that energy? What's going on? All right. First card out, we got the Empress. So, I feel like you're like in your Empress mode. This is why you're focusing on the how. This is why you're having a ritual shift. You could be, again, I got this earlier for a reading that I did, but it don't have to be. This could be somebody that's actually pregnant and their body is going through a change. So they're like noticing how they're moving, how they feel inside their body. Um, they're noticing how they go about their day to day actions, how they clothes fit on them, how their hair feel to them, how they feel inside their body, um, how their voice shift when they're speaking to different people, how they feel in the morning before they go and do their morning ritual, or go into the job, or how their car is driving to them, or how their shoes fit. We're just noticing all of these hows, and noticing how we feel and how we look and how the world perceives us, and then how we perceive ourselves. Like, we're just focusing on all of these things within ourselves. And like, being in this Empress energy, she's a deliberate beauty. She's like crafted her own reality. She's like made her life the way that she want to make it. Everything is like deliberately picked out specifically for her, and she's done it that way because only she know how it makes her feel. Only she know how she feels inside her body. Only she perceives and is observing and receiving what it is that other people perceive of her, and what they think about her, and how she do what it is that she do. And she has like attuned all of that to fit her. So I hope that makes sense. And she had to go through like a whole different shifts in order for her to become who she has become. In order for her to be this Empress, she's had to go through a lot of different shifts. So again, I hope that makes sense. All right. So let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Like, why is this Empress and her beauty like so important to us? What is that we're supposed to learn from her? What is she teaching us? The good and ugly truths are revealed. Ace of Balloons. So ultimately, she's trying to teach us the good and ugly truths about ourselves. Like, there are some things about being who we are that we may not be actually being honest with ourselves about. And then just being in this space of being able to accept the good and ugly truths about ourselves too. It actually helps us see the beauty in actually who we are as an individual. Like, accepting our flaws and all. Because there is no flaws in it. This, again, that's another thing. Like, when you do like your cleansings and you go to the mirror, like, do you go to the mirror every day and look at yourself and you be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, there is no flaw in you? Like, that's a spell. That is like a cloaking. That is like, I don't know if people actually realize that. Like, you cleanse yourself, um you go and you look at your body. Do you find like new stretch marks on your body? Do you find like, oh, my body looks a little like, how are you talking to yourself inside of your body throughout the day? Like, be honest with yourself. Kind of vibe. That's just what I was picking up on. All right. So, we got the Chariot, speedy transport momentum. And I feel like whether you are whether you're internally being ugly with yourself, and whether you're being honest and true with yourself, I feel like that is the driving force for how you move throughout your life. It's whether you have true momentum or not. And I feel like your feelings transport you in your day to day, moment to moment actions. Yeah. Because I feel like somebody's stuck in a cycle. A wheel of fortune is in the low vibration. Destiny cycle, fate. They feel like they're stuck in this. They haven't been able to move on. They haven't been able to end a cycle. And it's based upon like how they see themselves. And I also feel like, and I'm going to use this as an example, because this is also me like addressing and alchemizing the energy and offering some sort of I guess I'm being helpful in this way. And I'm also addressing it in the most classy way that I can. And also being myself too. As much as I'm willing to give of myself to the situation anyway. So I've had someone share my video on YouTube, and they made a statement which, from my perspective, there was a whole lot of grammatical errors in your statement that you made, my dear. However, you could be a word alchemist. You know, you like to combine words with other words that don't actually really exist, but only you know what it means. So it could be, you could be using those words to pull and get somebody's attention and get them to obsess over you. But in actuality, you're just revealing who you actually really are. So I'm going to use that on my video. Although I'm not going to give you any clout. Because on this channel, we know that this is a mirror. So if you had any kind of issues with anything that you were seeing on the channel, it's offered to you so you can do your own work behind the scenes on yourself. But don't pull this physical vessel into your confusion, if that makes sense. So you need to focus on how to change your approach in your own realm of reality and what you got going on. I don't know if you're seeking help, but you are an empress within your own right. But you need to, figure out the good and ugly truths about yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. Why are you coming over here? Is it because you're acting out of jealous and envious energy? And again, I talk about this all the time, how there are people outside of you who could see you and hear you and see what you have, and they can see the direction that you're going, and they can become jealous and envious about your path and your journey. But in actuality, y'all on the same fucking journey. Y'all on the same path. It just looked different for you. And this person could see what you got going on, and then they want to fucking throw something. But depending on who you are as an individual, you can take what they throwing at you and use it and build yourself up on it. Or you can use that and look at it and play whatever role you want to play. You can play the victim if you want to, because you know how I feel about that. There's no victim and there's no victimizers. There's no superior and inferior beings. But it's up to you how you navigate that. How you want that to transport you around. How you gonna move and maneuver with that? And are you gonna constantly be in this space of being on the wheel and continuing the cycle? Or you're gonna allow this person outside of you to determine what your destiny is gonna be? Because ultimately they may be trying to destiny swap with you. They may be trying to destiny swap your energy. They might be trying to get a little of your energy to power them up. But it's all about how you interact with it. You get to decide. Because I'm going to operate out of deliberate beauty and become a different being constantly and continuously. Because ultimately, she, they, them, whoever, let's keep it neutral. They could be in the Five of Coins energy, Five of Stacks. They can be experiencing hardships. They can be experiencing material struggle. They can be feeling abandoned. They could be feeling left out. They could be feeling like they not getting that much attention. Although on my channel, I get just as much attention as I deserve and desire. I might not be on a quote unquote bigger scale, but in actuality, baby, this is social media. This is on the phone, on the internet. There's a whole new world outside of this phone. I got a whole new world outside of this space. Maybe that person don't have that. Maybe all they have is the internet. And they feel small based upon the little views that they get. Or maybe they've been working on it for quite a long time and they feel some type of way based upon how my channel is being shown to them. And what my results look like based upon what I got going on. But in actuality, over here, I'm not comparing and contrasting myself to anybody because I live in an alternate reality. I understand that I am in my own carnival, honey. I'm running my own circus. And this little urban kid over here that live in this suburban area that I'm over, I get to run my own royal tarot. So make your own stage. Don't try to pull on my energy. We not doing it. I'm not doing it with you. But that's why I'll encapsulate this energy and alchemize it and use it to serve and teach on my platform with my tools. Because I'm going to use everything I got. I don't know about you. So again, they could have no money and they have no views. Again, they could be in the Five of Stacks. Very left out in the cold. An empress that's left out in the cold. They could be feeling like not even on their throne. I don't know what they got going on. Let's see what else is going on behind the scenes. I don't know. Temperance. They want somebody, they want to have perfect harmony with you. These people want to be in perfect harmony with their good and bad, and their ugly and their truth. The good and ugly truth. They want to be in harmony with that. But they also want to expose the good and ugly truths about me, Royal Terror over here. But they don't know that I do that on my own, in my own way. So, let's see how we moving along with this chariot. The King of Wands, hustler, entrepreneur, self-disciplined. Honey, moving right, like I said, moving right on along. Lighten that ass up. Warming you up, if you will. And allowing myself to be disciplined too. So again, I'm using myself as an example. I'm putting my own narratives and how I maneuver, and I'm showcasing my deliberate beauty. I'm showcasing my good and ugly truths about my quote unquote reality and what it is that I'm experiencing, and how I filter through the energies. What's the Wheel of Fortune? The low vibrational energy. Yeah. I don't know if they was calling themselves trying to be charming and romantic. You know, trying to pull, like I said, trying to pull a little energy. Ultimately trying to destiny swap. They had a dream and they was on a mission, but it ain't go through. Ooh, and that was the truth. Queen of Swords, astute, strategic, no BS. She rules with clarity and an uncompromising truth, honey. Because I'm over here standing in my truth. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not attacking anyone. What's at the bottom of the deck? The matriarch. Again, being a queen in your own, being the head of your own family. A title earned through age, wisdom, and experience. She is the ultimate provider and protector, a source of guidance and strength. And that's me showcasing like this is how you have to, this is the stages. You have to um stand in your uncompromising truth. You're going to be met with energies and things outside of you that's always going to be trying to attack your queendom, attack your kingdom. But you're going to have to be able to maneuver and transport yourself around all of these situations, circumstances, and conditions that come up against you. And when it comes up against you, you have to be disciplined. And you got to be quick. Knight of Wands. The King of Wands, you got to be quick. You got to know how to react and how not to react. How to respond and what not to respond to. What to give your energy to. And to be balanced too. And understand that behind the scenes there are angels that are watching. There are people watching that you don't even know nothing about. Like people watching, like there are people which I don't know. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I don't know if anybody else is going to run across that or not. But there are angels behind the scenes that's watching and they monitoring and they're part of the world, the same world that I am, and they're watching it. And my people are watching me to see how I'm responding or how I'm going to respond or if it's going to get to me or whatever. And so I'm addressing it in the way in which I'm addressing it. Head on. And knowing that I have the ability chop that shit off because I don't play that. Not up over here. So yeah, we're gonna rule in our uncompromising truth. So let's move on to the to close it. And again, allow me to filter through my energy. It might not even be a lot of people that even watch this particular video, and I really don't even care, Chad. I be doing this because this make me feel good. I don't do it to seek attention or and validation from the outside world. I can validate myself. I know that I'm a vibrational being and I live in a vibrational planet, and I have and do what it is that I want to do on a constant, continuous basis, and I don't have to be worried about all of that other stuff. Other people be needing it. So anyway, it says I can pivot under any and all conditions. You have the ability to pivot under any and all conditions, but most of you are habitual in nature, and your patterns are so well entrenched that at times the fastest path to joy you seek is for you to take your pivot as you sleep, by reaching for good feeling thoughts before you go to sleep, and then experiencing the benefit of the quiet mind that occurs while you sleep, and then upon awakening, immediately tuning to good feeling thoughts, you can accomplish the ultimate pivoting experience. So yeah, go through a pivot. And the law of attraction also adds power to both problems and solutions. The realization that something is not as you want it to be is an important first step. But once you have identified that, the faster you are able to turn your attention in the direction of a solution, the better, because a continual exploration of the problem will prevent you from finding the solution. The problem is a different vibrational frequency from the solution, and all thoughts or vibrations are affected by or managed by the law of attraction. So again, like I always be saying, you attract what you get. You get what you give. And so I'm in a constant state of attracting all the good that I deserve and I desire. And I feel like I deserve and desire. And I'm putting out energy that is going to cause and receive attention, whether it's good and ugly. But I'm putting myself out there because that's what comes with this. And once I start putting out like more content that's going to showcase more of me, the more and more I grow. Again, like I already say now, there's nothing and no one that's going to stand in my way, not even myself. So other people can come over there and they can try to dishevel and try to rock the boat. But child, they better carry on and focus on their own test and focus on their own channel. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, because you get what you give. And I thank you. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you for your kind words and your kind messages and your kind comments. Thank you. For those of you that know how to be good vibrational beings, you understand all of the things that I'm saying, because what's understood don't have to be explained. And yes, it did get to me a little bit, because I'm like, what is this person's problem? I ain't did nothing to nobody. But again, that's what comes with the territory. That's what comes with it. There are people out there that want to test you. They want to bother you. And it'll bother you if you let it. Only you allow it. So yeah, That's the message for today. Think about the how and upgrade everything. You even upgrading the people that's connected to you. You're upgrading them by just showing up and being yourself. The little bit of yourself that you giving anyway. You don't even show your whole self and you rocking the boat. You don't even show your whole self. And you changing people's lives. You having them be able to make fools of themselves. But anyway, with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.